AskReddit by Leroux Renard. What's something you were told you would grow out of but never did? Acne. Ugh, yes. I feel so ripped off by this one. Being short. I'm a guy who topped out at 5'5.5. That .5 was important to me for some reason. Now that I'm into my 7th decade, life and gravity seem to have beaten me down to 5 feet 4 inches. Maybe 5 feet 4, 5 on a good day with a full moon providing slight relief from gravity. Video games and metal music. I'm a toddler mom. We jammed out to Sabaton and Elaine driving home from kid activity yesterday. Cartoons. Cartoons have somehow been always associated to children by some people, which has led to some really funny situations, such as seeing parents with their no more than 10-year-old children going to the movies to watch South Park. Boy, did they leave fast. Fantasy novels. Some of them are written for adults. Came here to see if anyone mentioned this. If you love them, you love them for life. My frustration is that adults usually means 20 something, occasionally 30. I'm 50, and there just aren't a lot of lead characters to relate to anymore. Gaming. When are you going to stop enjoying your hobby? When I'm dead. My aversion to most social events. Yeah. Somehow, even as a kid, I knew that puberty wasn't going to make me enjoy these events more. My parents literally think I've outgrown ADHD because adults can't have it. Oh damn. When really you're just coping and constantly on the cusp of things falling apart. Cartoons are better as adults anyway because we can finally understand all the references we missed as kids. Most of the jokes in Warner Bros. Cartoons are basically only funny if you're an adult. I loved Animaniacs as a kid. I also love it as an adult. Not knowing what the fuck I'm doing. You grow into knowing more. Definitely you don't know what the fuck you are doing, and you get better at seeming confident in your random choices. That part is fun. Procrastination. Does anyone really outgrow procrastination? You can conquer it with a lot of work and effort, but you don't naturally outgrow it. Social anxiety. It only got worse. Came here to say the same thing. My whole life everybody just told me I was shy. Sleeping, wanting to nap, being home doing nothing. Grow out of it? I've actually grown into it. I never liked taking naps or sitting at home doing nothing. Now the thought of curling up with my weighted blanket gives me joy. On my 10th birthday, which was Pokemon themed, my parents mocked me and said when I was an adult, I wouldn't even like Pokemon anymore. Well, I'm 29 now and still fucking love Pokemon. Why mocking a 10-year kid for liking stuff? Go what? Messiness. I thought I would grow into a tidy adult. I was never delusional about this. I've always been clean, but messy. Flashback to arguing with my parents how my room can be clean but messy. Cups. I stopped wearing my training bras cause they fell apart, not because I outgrew them. The punk gothy culture of the 90s 2000s era 30s and still rocking it. I read somewhere most people always dress in the fashion that was popular in their youth. Watching some 40-something millennials still wearing skinny jeans now, I believe it. Hell, my 50-something uncle is still sporting the plaid-shirted grunge look. Reading comics. I'm not a fanatical collector like I was in my teens, but I constantly borrow collections of classic reprints and graphic novels from the library. Deleted. Did anything ever come of it? Social awkwardness. Feeling a certain way about how I was treated by my shitty parents as a kid. Everyone told me someday I would grow up and understand and want a relationship with them. I see the situation more clearly now. To some extent I even understand why they are the way they are. A small part of me has even forgiven them. But I would never want to see or talk to them again. My life is happier and more fulfilling without them in it bringing me down all the time. I understand this. My psychiatrist told me that sometimes the parents you got are not the ones you deserve. I was also raised in an emotional, physical, and sexually abusive home. Part of me cares about my parents, but I feel like that's because you were supposed to. But an even bigger part of me is the happiest away from family. Collecting rocks. I love rocks. I went for a hike the other day and came back with my pockets full of rocks and 2 big ones in my hands. I'm 31. Can't stop, won't stop. Minerals Marie. Legos. Never gonna happen. At least now I get to share it with my kids though. I'm eyeing up the Concord set. There's some lovely models and floral art sets nowadays. Sensory issues. Bad posture. Was told it was due to insecurity. Depression. Lol. Metal music. What makes people think that we would stop listening to the music we grew up with? I hated talking on the phone as a kid. I could be sitting next to it and would refuse to answer it. Piss my mom off like crazy. Now? You can call but I ain't gonna answer. Leave a message and I'll text ya back later. In junior high school, my older sister told me, when you get to high school, you can't just do things the night before. I was still pulling all-nighters before deadlines into my mid-30s. ADHD.